welcome
to Sort of the Story.
I'm Janey.
And I'm Max.
That's the difference with our voices.
It's not a lot, but you can probably tell if you've been listening to us for a while.
They're so different.
My mom listens to this podcast, and sometimes she can't tell which of us is talking.
It's because Barbara loves us equally.
Also, the auto-generated captions sometimes can't tell the difference between us.
Yeah, well, that's because AI is stupid.
That's true.
And AI is going to have to translate that. AI is fucking stupid. If you're using AI right now, go outside, read a book, touch some grass, lick a pavement, collect a rock. What else can they do? Make a flower crown?
Mm-hmm.
Make a grass crown?
Take a pair of scissors and cut your lawn.
Take a pair of scissors and cut your leg. Watch the blood drip out.
Take
you know
a pair
what else
of legs,
can't bleed?
put on some pants.
AI. put pants on those legs. And also, you are here. Welcome. Hi guys, this isn't for children, but hopefully they weren't around before that when I told them to go cut themselves. I'm an art teacher.
You're an art teacher. You should not be telling people to take scissors and cut themselves.
Every single day that we use scissors, I have a little speech that says, do we ever cut our hair? No. Do we ever cut our clothes? No. Do we ever cut our bodies? No. Do we ever point our scissors at our friends? No. It gets serious.
Oh, yeah. That is serious.
But if you are using ChatGPT right now, close it down and cut yourself.
Jesus Christ.
I'm kidding. I love you guys. I understand.
But you should stop doing that.
You should try to scale back, okay? You don't have to go cold turkey right away, but you should scale back and I don't know.
Yeah.
Reach out to some friends. Join our Discord and then we will brainstorm ways that you can write stuff. We're really good at it.
Yeah.
Got a great community full of people who are dying to help you with your ideas.
Yes.
How do they join our Discord, Max?
Give us $3 on our Patreon. For $3 a month on our Patreon, you get access to the Discord where we hang out with all of our pals. For $7 a month, you get access to the Discord, and you also get access to a full-length bonus episode every single month.
That's true. And for $4, we kiss you on the mouth with tongue. So,
yep.
Yeah, that's just true. We owe a couple people some kisses. So, Max, it's 1:75. How you doing? How you feeling?
I thought you were telling me what time it was, and I got so confused.
1:75 in the morning.
2:15. Oh, God.
Episode 175.
Yeah, look at us. 7 quarters.
That's kind of a big number.
That's pretty big.
That's a nice big number.
Yeah, that's... You know what? That is a fine hog of a number.
What do you want to do for episode 200?
Oh, Christ.
It's only 15 away. 30 weeks.
No, it's not.
Oh my God, it's 25. I'm an art teacher! Leave me alone!
For episode 200, I think that we should invite 2 of our listeners on the podcast and they pretend to be us.
So, guys, you want in? Fight. Fight. All right, so we've heard it there first. We don't have to talk about anything.
Okay. Well, Janey, do you want to just go ahead and jump into it?
Yeah, let's jump into it. You know what? We did a 10-minute long test where we talked about whether or not we would still be silly friends if we didn't live in the same house. So have fun listening to that.
Yeah. Janey, you're going first.
It's episode 175. I'm going first. You don't want to fight me on that? No, I'm going first. All right. I'm sure there will be more silly posting ahead. But for now, let's get started.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, Max.
Okay, Janey.
Max, okay. Today I have a story from The Spring of Butterflies and Other Chinese Folk Tales. These were translated by He Li, and I will get into the book at the end because it's actually kind of interesting, and I really enjoyed it. But for now, I'm going to tell you a story from that book.
Okay.
Yes. I have a very loud bookmark.
Yeah, I noticed.
Do you want to see it?
I do. It's a metal bookmark with a picture of Jesus on it, and it says, "Is that smut?"
Jesus is leaning in hello?
Excuse me.
The smut? Okay. The story I'm going to tell you today is called The Tibetan Envoy.
Okay. Sounds like an Agatha Christie.
It really does. Sounds like Murder on the Oriental Express.
Orient.
I'm Filipino. It's fine. Oh my God. A little bit of my ants just crept right in there, didn't it?
Oy.
My grandmother is from Antipolo in the Philippines. And her daughters still actively call her Oriental.
Jesus.
And apparently I'm no better. Apologies. I take it back. Murder on the Orient Express.
There you go.
No, this is called the Tibetan Envoy and it's very serious, so take it seriously, Max.
Okay.
You're very problematic today.
Is it very serious?
Yeah.
Okay, then I have to tell you that you have some bread in your hair, I think. Something. You want me to get it?
Yeah, please.
Okay. You gotta lean a little further.
Okay.
There you go.
Is it bread? That's cheese. Don't worry about it. She's very mysterious. It's Sunday and I'm sleepy. The story starts, quote, "Many years ago, the emperor of the Tang dynasty had a most beloved daughter, the princess Wang Chung. When she was old enough to get married, all the neighboring princes sent an envoy to the capital to propose. And the prince of faraway Tibet also sent an envoy, the wisest man in Tibet and the most cunning." End quote.
So everybody Wang Chung tonight?
What does that mean?
There's a song, it's Everybody Wang Chung tonight.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've never heard that song.
It's by Wang Chung.
Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies, Wang Chung.
It's an 80s classic. I can't believe you've never heard it.
All right. Well, I've got some homework for later. So there are 7 envoys there. So just so you know, an envoy is like a representative, right? All these princes are not, it's an ambassador. They're not going to come here and get their wife themselves. They're going to send somebody.
No, of course. Not everybody needs to Wang Chung tonight.
Not everybody needs to Wang Chung tonight. Okay, so there are 7 envoys there, and they're all hoping to win Princess Wang Chung's love for their prince. It's just not as romantic knowing that they're all middlemen.
Yeah.
I really wish if I made one slight adjustment, which is an adjustment to like Western ideals. So I have to, I did earlier say Oriental. So I do have to like
walk it back a little bit.
I'm acknowledging how problematic I am, but I would like it if the princes were there in person.
Yes.
Or if she fell in love with the middleman. That would be nice too.
Yeah.
But she's not, and I'm fine, actually. So there are 7 guys there. All of the princes were handsome and wealthy and amazing. So it was really anyone's bet about who would actually go home with a bride, right? They're all kind of evenly matched. Except for the Tibetan envoy and the Tibetan prince.
Because he's ugly.
No, he's hot. How dare you?
Okay.
He's super hot.
But he's poor.
No, he's so rich. He has everything, right? Also, he's nice. So, he's the perfect package. The problem is Tibet was extremely far away from where this princess's dad lived. And he's like, if my daughter marries this Tibetan prince, then basically I'll never see her again because it's just really difficult. And all the other 6 guys are from neighboring kingdoms. And he's like, so easy. It's a hop, skip, and a jump. And I get to visit my daughter. Which is kind of nice. Like, he doesn't want to be, like, isolated. He doesn't want to send her away and then never see her again and not be sure that she has things that she needs,
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah, he's not a villain for thinking this. But that's the only difference, right? It's just that the other 6 live closest and the Tibetan guy is too far away. So he decides, like, I don't want to insult this guy because he sent his envoy all the way here and he made it here at the same time as the other one. So if I say, like, sorry, you can't marry my daughter, then that's a huge insult to Tibet. And I don't want to do that. But he also is like, I really need to find a way to get this guy out of the running so that I don't have to worry about this. So he gathered all his ministers and he presented his dilemma. And the ministers decided the best course of action was to hold a big competition, like a marriage test. And they're like, we'll do it in a way that kind of excludes Tibet. Like, maybe he'll be so ashamed that he lost the test that he'll just leave on his own. So, like, that'll be the first thing, or we can start eliminating people and get it down there. So the next day, the emperor had 500 mares and their foals, so mommy horses and baby horses, brought to the city square. And he gathered everybody in and he made a big speech. And he was like, guys, you're all so great. You're hot, you're hot, you're hot, you're rich, you're muscular, got a great ass. Everybody here, they're so cool. Like, I'm happy I'm not having to choose between you guys because I'd have like a big 8-way, me and all of you. Why am I here? Oh, yeah. So he said, I wish that I had 7 daughters, that everyone can go home with a beautiful lady today. But alas, I got this one stupid bitch over here, just the one daughter. Oh, man. So there's no really fair way of deciding who's going to get her, you know? So we're going to have a little competition. Make it fair. Make it even. Mm-hmm. The actual speech he gave was very respectful. So the horse babies were rounded up in the middle of the square, and the mothers were tied up all along the edge. Then the king declared that whoever could pair up all the mothers with their correct babies would be the winner, and he'd consider them to marry his daughter. He makes a point to say, I'll consider you. He doesn't say, like, you win her.
Yeah.
You said why?
Yeah, why?
What do you mean?
What is the purpose of this?
Just making it hard, a test?
Yeah. I just, like, usually when we have these kinds of tests, there are things where it's like, oh, you have to go do something very brave, or you have to do something very clever, or you have to, like...
This one is a test of how clever you are. It's also a test of, I guess, how... Okay, if I'm being actually critical of this, it would be a test of, like, 500 horses is a whole lot, and you're trying to do it really fast against 6 other people. So it's, like, strategy. Also, how well do you deal with pressure? Can you multitask? I don't know. Can you kiss the king and give a mommy her baby? I don't know. Really, it's just to eliminate the Tibetan prince.
Yeah.
So he gave the signal, and the 7 envoys began running around, trying desperately to pair off the foals with their mommies. The 6 local dudes were running around like crazy, right? And they're like leading babies to mares. But every time they got close with these babies, they're like dragging the babies along, the mares would kick the crap out of them and make a huge commotion and stamp, and the foals were too afraid to get near them, so they'd be whinnying and bucking to get away from them, and it was just chaos everywhere, right? Because all these mares are like, I don't want that stupid baby.
Oh, God.
Fuck away from me. Finally, they all gave up, and the Tibetan envoy stepped forward. So he hadn't been, I said 7. The 6 of these guys were running around, but he had just kind of been sitting and watching and waiting for everyone to tire themselves out. Because he's like, yeah, this isn't going to work. Here's the thing. This was a bad test. Because, quote, Tibetans are very experienced with horses. They know just about everything about them. End quote. Terrible test then, but I guess the ministers don't have Google. The envoy asked for delicious horse food to be brought to the mares. And at once, they all stopped kicking and started chowing down. And when they were finished with their food, they were all full and happy, and they all began to neigh loudly, calling their foals to suckle. And their foals came running up and happily started to, like, get their milk and stuff like that, and all these mommies and babies were paired together and happy and peaceful. And Tibet had won the challenge. Very easily, embarrassingly easily.
Yeah.
The emperor was impressed by how smart the Tibetan envoy had been, and also devastated. So he announced a second test. He took out a piece of jade and he held it up to the 7 envoys. He explained that in this beautiful, intricate piece of jade, there was a hole that was like running from like one side to the other, but it was all twisted like a duck vagina. That's a unit of measurement. Anyway, it's all over the place, right? He said the first envoy that can hang the jade on a piece of thread would be considered for marriage. And the 6 neighboring envoys, they tried and tried and tried, but no one could push thread through the hole. They're like passing it back and forth, and they're like, this is impossible. And finally, the Tibetan envoy was asked to try. He carefully picked an ant up off the ground.
Oh, I knew it.
Really?
Yeah. I was trying to think about how I would do it.
And how would you do it?
With an ant.
With an ant! I wrote no.
Or like a fruit fly.
Yeah, something small for sure.
Yeah. A little creature that would find its way through.
Yeah. Oh my God. You're such a Tibetan envoy right now. I wrote, no, he doesn't have ADHD. This is part of the test. What if he just picked up an ant?
He's like, ooh.
And left. He's like, my prince will love her. Then he tied a string to the little ant's ass. He smeared a bit of honey on the exit hole of the jade. Wait, this is relevant. This is all in my notes, so I have to keep going, even though you already guessed it. The ant smelled the honey and entered the jade immediately, trailing the thread behind it. When it made it to the other side, the envoy pulled it out, tied the ends of the string together, and calmly offered it back to the emperor. Surprised and begrudgingly impressed once again, the emperor accepted the necklace and began to think of a new way to stump this man. He said, quote, "We will try another competition so that each one of you will believe I take you seriously." Okay. So then he had a carpenter plane and polish a log, so the wood on each end looked completely identical. He gave the log to the envoys and said, "Which side is the ass?"
Sure.
Sure.
Wait, hang on. Let me think about this.
Go ahead. While you're thinking, I'm going to read what he said, okay?
Use water.
Ooh, okay. He said, this is what he actually says. I want you to make out which end comes from the top of the tree.
I want you to make out.
We all do. I want you to make out which end comes from the top of the tree and which from the bottom. I don't want guesswork. If any of you can explain it correctly, the question of my daughter's marriage will be easily decided. Max, I have a really fun fact.
Yeah.
I actually think that you don't know about me.
Okay.
This is also my family's marriage test, and it's why I'm single.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, fortunately, I've solved it.
You have! You know which side is the ass. You know!
I know about the vascular systems of trees.
Yes. Okay, so what would you do?
I would put water on both ends and then see which end it absorbs fastest, and that's the butt.
Okay, that's close. It's not exactly what he does, but yeah, I like that. The 6 local envoys examined the log for a long time. They took turns passing it around, turning it over, touching it, measuring it. I'm talking about a log. Finally, they passed it to the Tibetan envoy, and they asked him for his opinion. This envoy had come from the mountains, so of course he knew that a tree is heavier near the root.
Oh, but I thought that they had...
It's which side is the ass is the one that's closest to the root.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought that they had planed it down so that it was like identical on all sides.
They have, but even with that, it'll still be denser at the bottom
than
it is at the top. So he threw the log into the river, so he does use water. And he watched as the lighter half floated up in the water and the heavier half was kind of dunked underneath just a little bit. And he pointed that out and he was like, that's the ass. And he won.
That's good.
Yeah. They don't ever use the word ass, but you know, I'm translating for a modern audience.
Yeah, the tree ass.
The tree ass. The trass. The emperor, again, had to give the guy props for being brilliant, but he was also very nervous that he'd end up having to send his daughter too far away and he'd never see her again. So he called another meeting of his ministers and he's like, guys, what do I do? This guy's unstoppable. So one suggested he gather 300 beautiful girls and dress them all up in the same clothes as the princess. They were to stand in a line, and the envoys would all take turns trying to pick out who the actual princess was. Quote, if this envoy can tell her apart from the others, it must be fate, and I don't think he can do that. End quote. At this point, I think it's clear that none of them have ever actually seen her, so this is a really good test. I mean, it's not a great test, but it is a test that actually... You know, he can't rely on, like, any previous knowledge from his hometown.
Yeah. Can I tell you what I would do?
Yeah.
Big ol' sack of nickels.
Would beat them all with it?
No.
And whichever one the emperor is like, no, not her. She's my daughter. That's his daughter. Oh, Max, interesting.
No. Big ol' sack of nickels, throw them all over the ground, and then the other one who doesn't try and grab nickels is the princess.
Oh my God, Max is using the class system.
Yeah.
Sniff out a princess.
Yeah, it wouldn't even occur to her.
That's so funny.
She'd be like, why do I need a nickel?
I also think that my plan of beating the shit out of everyone until the emperor stops you is also a good plan.
Mine just involves less bloodshed.
I just go around beheading women and looking at the emperor for any sign that he cares.
Jesus.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll win. No matter what, I'll win.
And that's what's really important.
Yes. I told the Tibetan envoy, I will not let you down. Okay. So the emperor agreed, and he made the decree, telling the envoys that, quote, he who identifies her correctly wins her for his master. And I first interpreted this as, she's your boss now. And I was like, great. And then I remembered they're envoys and they're bringing her home to their princess, and that made me sad. It's a bummer.
Well, and then she would kind of be their boss.
That's true.
Women in business.
Women in business with one boss. The 6 neighborhood guys tried first, as usual, and all of them pretty much immediately narrowed in on one particular busty girl. She was obviously the most beautiful girl out of all 300, so that means she must be the princess. And one by one, they all kept going, that one? And they were like, no. They're like, oh, okay. And the next one would be like, okay, but that one. And they're like, still no.
Still
and
no.
One busty girl in the middle is just like, thanks. Yoo-hoo.
Oh my God.
They all just keep picking the same hot girl. Like a lot. I think they get to choose more than once and they just keep choosing that one hot girl.
Can you imagine being the actual princess and being like, so what the fuck then?
Whoa! Okay. Turns out she was just hotter than the princess and they were all wrong.
Yeah.
That part is the reason why I told this story. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was so funny. That they will just keep pointing out one hot chick. And the real princess is near her like, okay, fuck you.
First of all, what's she got?
First of all, you behead her and my father won't even blink. So there's that.
She's a dirty little nickel chaser.
Oh, shit. That's not cool, princess. Dirty little nickel chaser is great.
It's a good Discord name.
It is. It's not a bad one. Okay, so while they were all doing this, pointing at one hot girl,
Yeah.
the Tibetan envoy had left.
Sure.
Like, this is above my pay grade. He was wandering around the palace trying to learn about the princess.
Mm-hmm.
He asked everyone, from cart drivers to serving men to washerwomen, hoping to find someone who knew her well enough to help him identify her. And he finally met an old laundress who knew all about her, but she's like, oh, I can't help you. The emperor has a magician. And if I tell you anything, he'll saw me in half. She says the magician will find out right away through magic who had blabbed and helped the Tibetan envoy. And she'd probably be executed for the crime, right? So she's like, no, I'm sorry, I can't tell you anything, but I really want to, but I can't. The Tibetan envoy was like, hey, you have nothing to worry about. No magic would find out about her if she did exactly as he told her to. So he brought out 3 big white stones, and he fixed a large iron cauldron filled with water over them. Then he laid a bench across the cauldron, and then he asked the woman to sit on it. Then he gave her a brass trumpet and said, okay, now talk through this. And she was like, why?
What's all this about?
Do you have ADHD? Is that a thing? You're doing a lot of building in the middle of this task. Where'd you get this trumpet? You carry that with you? Why? Where's it been? So she's a little confused. And he has this big long speech, which I will tell you about. Actually, I'll just read it first and then I'll tell you what it means.
Okay.
He says, quote, the wisest magician can only say, the speaker lives on a wooden mountain. This wooden mountain is on an iron sea. The sea is at the top of 3 white mountains. The speaker has a brass mouth.
Sure.
What he's saying, he says, if a magician uses magic to come back to this moment, right? If he's like looking back in the past, he'll have to tell the emperor what he sees. And this is batshit crazy. Who would sit like this? No one will believe him.
Sure. I like this. I
That's
like this
true.
plan.
It's a real Bill Murray vibe of like, no one will ever believe you. Just a quick story time about Bill Murray. Somebody said that one time they were at McDonald's and they were eating French fries at one of the tables, and actor Bill Murray walked up, grabbed one of their French fries off their little tray, put it in his mouth and chewed it in front of them while they were like, the fuck, are you Bill Murray? And then he leaned forward and said, no one will ever believe you. And then he walked away. And I actually don't know if that's true, but it's one of my favorite stories of all time. Somebody else has a story about Bill Murray. They were like, we were having a big rowdy house party and it was getting out of control. Heard this one. Yeah. And Bill Murray walked in and just walked through and started saying hi to people. And people were like, is that Bill Murray? And then he walked into the kitchen and started doing dishes. And everyone, of course, followed Bill Murray and started chatting with him. And eventually the whole party did dishes, cleaned up the whole house. And then when he left, they all left. So he essentially got the party to calm down, clean up everything, and then like lock the door on their way out.
God.
I don't know if any of this is true, but I love these stories. Is Bill Murray in the Epstein files? I hope not. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. Somebody control F that. Thank you. So the old woman chuckled, and she sat where she was told to, and she dished out that hot goss through that little trumpet. She told him that he mustn't point at the most beautiful girl in the group. She was like, she's busty, yes, but she's not a princess. The princess wasn't ugly by any means, of course, but she wasn't the most beautiful girl in the room by any means. She said, quote, this one hurt, quote, she's a princess, so people usually say she's the nicest girl in the world.
Oh, no. She's got a good personality.
Got a great personality. God damn.
That's so mean.
Yeah. She also told him not to point to anyone in the front row or the back row. These were too obvious. The emperor would obviously put his daughter in the middle of these 300 girls. And I'm pretty sure the busty girl's right up front. So
sure. She'd have to be.
Yeah. Finally, she told him the most important fact. The princess oiled her hair. she had done this since she was a child, and this oil was very attractive to bees. So they were always flying over her head.
So what you gotta do, catch a bunch of bees.
Yeah.
And then let them loose
Yeah.
on these 300 girls.
Do it! Whichever one is swarmed by bees, that's your princess. Okay, but here's the thing that makes me love her. She loves bees, which is why she wears the oil.
Aw.
So the other girls don't have this oil because the princess gets it from abroad. So she's like,
What's her name?
it's that busty chick. Samantha. So she says, whichever princess has a bee around her and looks like she's not terrified, that's probably your girl. And then she said, quote, "That's the gossip among the courtiers. The cooks heard it from them. I washed the cook's clothes, so I heard it from them." And then she wished him luck, and he thanked her, and he went to go make his choice. He carefully walked to the middle of the group, and he looked around, ignoring the hot girls, and the smart girls, and the sports girls, and the scary girls, and the baby girls, and the posh girls, and the ginger girls. Until he finally spotted one girl who had a golden bee dancing above her head.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All the girls around her were kind of looking at the bee uneasily, but she was glancing up at it lovingly.
Aww.
She loved her bee. I am this princess and she is me. Bees are for boys. I have a picture of this.
It's a bunch of women who are all dressed the same, and they're all kind of gathered together in a little clump looking over at this other woman who has a bee above her head and is just looking up at it lovingly. And there's I assume the Tibetan envoy is like pacing around her and inspecting her while she looks at this bee. It's really cute.
Yeah, and she's adorable.
Yeah.
She looks like she loves this bee so much. Yeah, I'm a big fan.
A little bee.
A little bee. The Tibetan envoy pointed straight at her oily head and said, "This is the princess." And it was. The emperor and the 6 other envoys were amazed. The emperor was also very suspicious. Obviously, someone had told him what to look for, so he called his magician and said, "Well, who blabbed?" And the magician looked back in his mind's eye and he said, "You're not going to believe this."
Milord.
Milord. And then he told him a batshit crazy story that the emperor was like, "Okay, I need better magicians." You're bad. The emperor had no choice but to let the Tibetan envoy talk to the princess face to face. He told her that she was going to be very happy with the Tibetan prince, but that she mustn't accept silver and jewels and silks as a wedding gift from her father. He's like, "We have all that in Tibet. You're going to have everything you need and more. So, you don't need to bring any of that." Instead, he asked her to request seeds for all of the chief grains so their land could be fruitful. He's like, that's better for everyone if we promote our agriculture. And she did as she was asked. Quote, "Amazed at his daughter's request, the emperor gave her 500 horses loaded with grain seeds to take with her to Tibet." And I sure hope those horses got to take their babies.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And that's the end of the story.
Aw,
Yeah.
that's a cute one.
So I have a couple of notes. This is a book that is edited by Neil Phillip, who we've done several stories from before, recently too.
Mm-hmm.
From the introduction, which is written by Neil Phillip. The first thing to say about these stories is that they are not Chinese. They come from China via Chinese, like the language, but they were all collected among minority peoples. The translator, He Li, is a, quote, Bai from Yunnan in southwest China, and Bai is a minority group. This book has tales of all kinds, including Kazakh, Uyghur, and Tibetan tales. So, truly very minorities, and also minorities that have been really fucked over by China. Quote, "What they have in common is that they do not belong to the Han Chinese who dominate Chinese culture." Neil Phillip notes that all of these cultures had different languages and social structures and different ways of telling stories. But these were all written down and published in Han Chinese, quote, "in a form approved and probably, quote, improved by official Chinese folklorists, then translated by He Li, then lightly reworked by me." So his point is these are all kind of written in a way that is very traditional to Han Chinese way of telling folktales, which is a beautiful way of telling folktales, but it doesn't necessarily reflect how they would have been told in the oral tradition in these specific cultures, because they're all very different. And I love somebody who points that out and recognizes that.
Yeah.
Neil explains that he changed the stories in 3 ways. So he's also having to point out, I'm a Westerner who is editing these tales for now a Western audience. So he wants to point out that he does make some changes. Some ways were just simple English corrections, some were clarifications to make the story more clear, and some were minor alterations to, quote, inject vitality when I felt that the tales had been unduly battered somewhere in the chain of transmission. So, very transparent.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's a biographical note about He Li, who's actually really fascinating. He Li was born in 1930 in a mountain village in the southwest of Yunnan province in southwest China. When he was little, he learned the English alphabet in school, and he'd often play at teaching English. He'd just go around and pretend to be the English teacher.
Oh,
That's what he grew up to be, by the way.
that's cute.
I think it's really cute. His teacher was like, wow, I want to encourage that. And so she gave him a little English to Chinese dictionary and also an illustrated copy of Oscar Wilde's The Happy Prince.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I told that on episode 29, and I'm pretty sure the title of that was Make Birds Immortal. Because it's a sad story about a bird dying.
Yeah.
I just think that if you want to encourage a kid that like, hey, English is fun, don't give him the saddest story ever.
No.
Up until the 80s, he was a teacher in Jianchuang. He had a lot going on. The biography is basically a synopsis of his actual autobiography, which is about like surviving famine and like the big purge of all the landlords and stuff like that, like and being beaten in the streets and stuff like that. Like it's an intense story. I'm not going to go into it in here, but
yeah,
I'll link his biography. But up until the 80s, he was a teacher, an English teacher in Jianchuang province, teaching mainly students who were from minority ethnic groups like him. The biography doesn't go into how he got these stories, though, which is why I'm like, I like the biography, but I'm reading this book for the folktales, so I kind of wish that I'd known how he'd gotten these stories. Mm-hmm. But it's okay. He translated them all, and he sent them to the BBC's Chinese section, who passed them off to the publisher who eventually published this particular book I have. At the end of the book, we do get notes on the stories. It's very well-sourced. Again, from 84, a very well-sourced storybook. This tale, The Tibetan Envoy, was arranged by Xiao Chongsu and was originally translated as The Tibetan Envoy's Mission in a book called The Magic Boat. And it turns out this is actually a story about a real historical couple, which I love.
Oh.
Princess Wang did marry the Tibetan Emperor Songtsen Gampo. That's his name. And she did bring seeds with her when she traveled to Tibet from her country. She ended up being kind of a boots on the ground kind of person in teaching people how to properly farm because she was really skilled in that. And so like there's a lot of stories of her going out and like actually educating people on how to use the seeds.
Nice.
Yeah. And she also brought a bunch of scriptures and Buddhist statues, and she ordered the construction of a bunch of monasteries. So if you go to Tibet, a bunch of the monasteries have her story all around because she's the one who brought Buddhism to Tibet, basically. Huh. I don't know if it's like 100% she's the one who brought it, but like I think she's kind of the one credited for it.
Figure. Yeah.
If you travel to Tibet, there are a bunch of sites that are related to their love story. He built like huge castles and stuff for her because he loved her so much. So it's nice to know that after she travels with that envoy, she ends up falling in love and having a great life with the Tibetan prince who she was promised to. So even though he didn't meet her, we have like a happy ending in history.
Nice.
Them. Yeah.
I like that a lot.
It's kind of sweet, right?
Yeah. It's a cute one.
I like that. All right. Do you want to take a little break?
Yeah, let's take a little one.
We will be right back.
Okay, Janey.
Okay, Max.
I got a little guy for you today.
Thank goodness.
But it's a fun one.
You love a little guy.
I love a little guy. This story is called The Terrible Leak.
Okay. Got it. It's
from the collection The Magic Listening Cap, more folktales from Japan, retold and illustrated by Yoshiko Uchida.
We both did Asian stories.
Yes, we did.
Amazing.
So this is a Japanese story. Yoshiko Uchida was in Japan on a Ford Foundation fellowship in 1954 and collected these 14 folktales together into this book.
Love it.
And I'll just show you the illustration for this story first because I think it's a really cute little illustration. Each of the stories has, I think...
Oh, yeah, a little black and white illustration of a happy little guy who's around a basin with like a tea kettle in it, talking to his parents. And outside there's a little golem.
Yeah.
And he's just all in silhouette. And there's also, I'm guessing it's a cat, but it sure looks like a squirrel.
It sure does look like a squirrel.
And it's raining.
This is not an accurate representation of the events of the story, but that's okay.
It's cute.
It's very cute. One very dark and rainy night, A grandmother, a grandfather, and their grandson are all sitting around a steaming fire in the middle of a rainstorm in their house, and they're listening to the rain as it patters on the thatched roof overhead. And they hear like the fire sputtering with just the moisture in the air, and they look outside and everything is just drenched with rain. And the grandfather looks up and he says, "Gosh, I hope we don't have a leak in the roof because we've been working so hard in the fields we wouldn't have time to repair it. It would be, really difficult for us to get up there. And plus this rain's been going on for a long time. So if we sprung a leak now, it would be a while before we could fix it and then our whole house would flood, right?"
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that we don't have a leak. I hope we don't get a leak.
All right. Grandpa might have anxiety.
Grandpa might have anxiety. The grandson is thinking about this and he's like, my grandfather is afraid that our house might spring a leak. And he knows that his grandfather is a very wise and very brave man. And so he thinks to himself, he's like, I wonder if there's anything else that my grandfather is afraid of. So he goes to his grandfather and he says, "Grandfather, what is the kind of person that you are most afraid of in the world?"
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a fun question.
Yeah.
It's a man.
A man. A white man. No.
It's a man.
And the grandfather says, he thinks for a long bit, and he says to his grandson, "The kind of man that I am most afraid of is a thief." Now, at this very moment, there is a thief outside in the rain, and he is creeping across the thatched roof of the cottage he's waiting for them to fall asleep so he can sneak in and steal all of their stuff.
Yeah.
And he's listening to this conversation that's happening inside, and he hears the grandfather say, "The thing that I'm most afraid of is a thief." And he puffs up his chest a little bit, and he's like, "Yeah, I am pretty scary. Look at me. I'm the scariest guy there is out there.
Terrifying.
Pretty
Across
good.
The lands.
Pretty good." He's very proud of himself for being so terrifying.
Yeah, good for him.
And the grandson nods and he says, "That makes sense. What kind of animal are you most afraid of in the whole world?" And the grandfather sits and thinks for a second, and he ponders and he considers and he ruminates. And then he says, a wolf. A wolf is the kind of animal that I am most afraid of in the world.
Okay. After seeing the wolves in Frankenstein, I concur.
Yeah, pretty scary.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, outside, in the brush around the house, there is a wolf who is sneaking up.
Oh my God, Grandpa! This is a horror movie. He's creating these with his mind.
Yes. There's a wolf outside that is creeping up on the house. He's waiting for someone to come out into the rain so that he can attack them. And the wolf hears this and goes, "I am pretty scary, am I not? Am I not?" Good for me. I am the scariest animal that this man can imagine.
Yeah.
I'm scarier than every other animal.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And the grandson goes to his grandfather and he says, "Grandfather, of all the people, you are most scared of a thief. Of all the animals, you are most scared of a wolf.
What would happen if a wolf came to rob us? Would you have a heart attack or what?"
He says, "What would be scarier to you than a wolf or a thief? Like, what one thing is more terrifying to you than either of those?"
This is a really good example of why you shouldn't have children, but go ahead.
And the grandfather sits and he thinks for a while, and he thinks for a little while longer. And meanwhile, the grandson is sitting there and he's thinking about all of these like ogres and monsters and dragons and everything. He's like, it's got to be the scariest thing in the entire world if my grandfather is afraid of it. And he thinks and he thinks. And eventually the grandfather says, I'm going to read the quote because I think it's really good. "Well, the one thing I fear most of all right now is a leak. And I'm afraid one may come along any minute."
Oh my God. Just like that.
And the thief is outside and he's listening, and the wolf is outside listening, and both of them hear this grandfather say, "The one thing I'm more afraid of than either of you is a leak." And both of them are like, well, what kind of horrifying thing could a leak be if it's scarier than a thief or a wolf? So both the wolf and the thief are outside in the dark, in the rain, and they're imagining what kind of horrible monster a leak must be if it's scarier than the two of them combined.
Yeah.
Right? And they're like, it has to have probably it sneaks up on you and attacks you, probably. And maybe it's got like two heads or something like that.
Oh my God.
It's probably the scariest thing you've ever seen. I feel grateful that I've never seen a leak before. It must be truly horrifying, a terrible thing. I'm so grateful that I've never seen a leak.
Yeah.
The thief is thinking about how terrified he is of this terrible leak.
Mm-hmm.
And he's climbing over the thatched roof, and his foot slips.
Oh, no.
And in the dark, he falls, he slips off of the roof and out into the night air and lands, not on the ground, but on the wolf.
No. Oh, God.
The wolf was sitting there thinking about how terrifying a leak must be. And then out of nowhere, he hears a sound overhead. And then something huge and heavy lands on top of him and instinctually wraps its arms around his neck.
Ah.
And so the wolf immediately yelps and starts running off into the woods. Because this surely must be the horrible leak that he's heard so much about.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the thief has fallen off of the roof and onto not the ground, but onto a furry creature that is like slick and cold.
Yeah.
And as soon as he lands on it, he like grabs on for dear life.
Yeah.
And this thing starts running with him into the forest. And he's like, oh God, I've been caught by the leak. So the wolf, terrified of the leak, carrying the thief, who he thinks is the leak, runs into the forest.
Sure.
The thief thinks that he is riding the leak into the forest and being taken away without his, you know. And so they race off through the forest. It is still pouring rain. It is so dark that the wolf can barely see where he is going. He is rushing through underbrush, and he is making all these hard zigs and zags to try and get this thing off of his back. And every time he zigs, the thief holds on tighter, and the wolf is like, oh God, it's strangling me. And they run like this for a very, very, very long time until the wolf is no longer sure he knows where he is. Mm-hmm. Finally, the thief gathers his wits about him, and he's like, I've got to get off of this leak. Yeah. So he waits until he sees a low-lying branch, and then at the exact last second, he surges up and he grabs on with both hands to this branch and hangs on tight, and he lets the leak slip out from between his legs and into the darkness.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the wolf feels a sudden lightness on him, as though perhaps the leak has loosened its grip on his neck. Yeah. And he runs even faster into the woods. He runs and runs until finally he gets to a cave, and he hides out in the cave overnight and just waits in fear that the leak is going to come and find him. The next morning, the wolf gets up and he goes to find his friend, the lion.
Okay.
And
classic pair up.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, there are no lions in Japan.
Is it a lion or is it a tiger?
Oh my.
Oh, it's a tiger.
Okay, good.
I don't think there are any tigers in... Are there tigers in Japan?
I don't know if they're in Japan. They're certainly in China and India and...
Yeah, there could be, I guess.
Yeah, there could be.
There could be.
I don't think so, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is a tiger.
Okay.
And the wolf says, Mr. Tiger, what a terrible fright I had last night. He said, panting at the very thought of it. Do you know what kind of creature a leek is? And Mr. Tiger says, no, I've never heard of that before. What the fuck is a leek? The wolf says, it is something human beings fear more than anything else in this world. And do you know, one of those terrible creatures jumped on my back last night. I ran all night through the forest with this leek hanging onto my neck, for it clutched at me and almost choked me to death. The tiger is like, oh my God, that sounds terrifying. Like, I hope I never run into a leek, because that would be so, so scary. And then the wolf says, I think it fell off somewhere on the right, because I got into the cave and it wasn't on my back anymore. But I'm not sure exactly where. So I want to go back and look for it and see if I can find it. Yeah. Because if I can't find it, that just means that it's loose in the woods.
Out there. And it's coming for me.
Yes. So he's like, I'm going to retrace my steps and see if I can track down this leak so that we can finish it off once and for all. Will you come with me? And the tiger says, yes, I will help you. Let's find this leak before it can terrorize anyone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they proceed onward into the forest. And eventually they come across a monkey.
A monkey.
Yeah. I was trying to remember if there's an intro line for the monkey.
Hoo hoo hoo. Ha ha ha.
Hoo hoo hoo. Classic monkey line. It says, as they prowled through the forest, a monkey sitting in a tree peered through the leaves and saw them below. Say, Mr. Tiger, Mr. Wolf, he called.
Hey, misters.
Where are you going with such worried frowns on your faces? And they respond that they are looking for the leak. And the monkey's like, what the fuck's a leak? And they say, it's the most horrible thing you can ever imagine. It terrorized the wolf.
Yeah.
And it's going to come for the rest of us if we don't find it. And the monkey puts two and two together because the monkey was in a tree last night and he saw the wolf running by with the thief clutched around his neck. So he knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
He knows that the leak is not a horrifying monster, but is in fact just a human being.
Yeah.
And human beings aren't all that scary, especially for monkeys,
Sure.
for some reason.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've kind of fucked up monkeys in the past.
We haven't done great things for monkeys.
No. They're all wearing lipstick and... that's it, I guess. Being horribly CGI'd.
They're all wearing lipstick.
They're all wearing lipstick, and we've done horrible CGI crimes against them in Planet of the Apes.
True. I feel like deforestation is the bigger...
Oh, well, I mean, yeah. If you want to get technical. The crimes are vast.
The crimes of the monkeys against the monkeys.
The crimes of the monkeys against the monkeys. Wow.
Monkey on monkey crime.
Monkey on monkey crime is not a joke, Max.
So the monkey quickly realizes what's going on. And the monkey's not known for being the most terrifying creature in the jungle. Certainly not as scary as the wolf or the tiger.
Yeah.
But since he knows that this is a human being, he's like, I'm pretty sure I can outsmart this human being and really impress the tiger and the wolf.
Mm-hmm.
So he tells the tiger and the wolf, I saw the leak fall off of the wolf last night, and I can show you exactly where he is. And they're like, oh my God, where is he? And he goes, he's over there in that tree.
He's
and
still there.
He points to where there's a tree. And yes, in fact, there is a human figure hunched on top of one of the branches, trying to sleep. Just like with his back up against the tree trunk, his legs like swung over a large branch.
Yeah.
Trying to get some sleep until it gets like properly light out.
Yeah.
And the monkey points at this human being.
Mm-hmm.
The tiger immediately starts yowling and the wolf starts howling. And the two of them run towards this dark shape in the forest.
Oh no.
The thief wakes up on top of a tree and sees a tiger and a wolf. And there's a monkey riding on the wolf. And they're all barreling towards him.
No one will ever believe
and screaming. Yeah. And he immediately goes, ah! And then he falls off of the branch.
No!
It's a very low branch. It's okay.
Okay.
But there is a hole at the bottom of the tree.
What?
So he falls off of a branch and into this hole that's underneath the roots of the tree.
Yeah.
And disappears into the ground. All of the animals get to the point where the leak has disappeared. And the tiger and the wolf are too terrified to go into this hole that they've seen this thing drop into. Mm-hmm. And the monkey's like, don't worry, guys. I can take care of this. So the monkey sticks his long tail into the hole.
Wow, brave.
Yeah. And he says, oh, leak, leak. Why don't you come out here, you leak? You leak. The thief in the hole sees this monkey tail wiggling around. And he realizes that the animals are waiting outside of this hole for him. And he's not so much worried about the monkey. I mean, the monkey's not really the problem
He can
here.
take a monkey.
Yeah, he can take a monkey, but it's like the wolf and the tiger that are more of an issue.
Yeah.
And he realizes that he has nowhere to go except out through this entrance. So he's got to find some way to get these animals away from the entrance.
Yeah.
So he very firmly grabs hold of the monkey's tail and just holds on. Immediately, the monkey starts panicking because he forgot that human beings actually are not super good to monkeys. He's going
to make me wear lipstick. I'm a boy. A gender essentialist monkey.
Express yourself, monkey.
Monkey, express yourself.
Makeup is for everyone.
Wow, that's actually really insensitive. Considering it's not for monkeys.
He holds onto the monkey's tail, and the monkey above ground starts to jump around and screech and scream and try and run and get away from this leak that is holding onto his tail under the ground.
Yeah.
As soon as the monkey starts jumping and screaming and howling, the tiger and the wolf both panic and scream and run away as fast as they can because they do not want that leak smoke.
Yeah. Yeah. No leak smoke.
No leak smoke. And the monkey finally twists himself around so much that his entire tail snaps directly off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that why those types of monkeys don't have tails?
Yeah.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
He's like a lizard.
Yeah. And then the monkey finally runs away.
Mm-hmm.
The leak comes out,
Mm-hmm.
and it is, of course, just the thief. And the thief never finds out that the creature that whisked him off in the middle of the night was just a wolf and not the terrifying leak. The wolf never finds out that the horrible creature that landed on his back was just a thief and not a leak. Mm-hmm. Both of them are terrified for the rest of their lives. But the family back in the home has nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah.
Because they make it through the storm without any leaks. And after that, the days clear up and it's sunny days from then on out. And they don't have to worry about the leak anymore.
Yeah, and probably the wolf and the thief avoid that house.
Oh, absolutely. That's where the leak lives.
Yeah, and maybe like tell all their friends.
Yeah, stay away. That's where the leak lives.
That's where the leak lives. Oh, that's fantastic.
I like that story so much.
I'm really happy that the thief falling off the roof didn't damage it so that a leak got in. I thought that was where that was going. And I was like, God damn it. All of Grandpa's fears are coming true. Turns out your anxiety is founded.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Grandpa has anxiety.
Grandpa has anxiety.
Yeah. So does
Or
Janey.
does he? If the thing that you're most afraid of is a leak, I don't know. Maybe he's just super chill.
I don't know. If you're like sitting there and the whole time you're sitting there in a rainstorm, it's like, oh my God, what if there's a leak? What if the roof starts leaking? What if there's a leak? And then your grandson's like, what are you afraid of? A leak. Duh.
Obviously, a leak.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, good job.
I thought that story was funny.
Adorable.
I like the idea of a terrible creature called a leak.
I like that too. I like a made-up creature.
We love a creature here.
Well, Max, we done did it with a nice little Asian stories theme.
Hey,
I love
look
it
at
when
us.
that happens.
Yeah.
If you guys have any thoughts about these stories, please join us on Discord by joining the $3 or $7 level on our Patreon, or a $4 level. You can also get the Discord then. And you also get our undying devotion.
Mm-hmm. And all the kisses you could possibly desire.
Oh my God, so many open mouth kisses. And you can also go onto our Instagram or our TikTok. They're both at Sort of the Story. We don't update at them nearly as much as we should, but you know what?
Whatever.
I'm trying my best, okay? You can email us at sortofthestory@gmail.com. You can look at all of our show notes and a list of all of our stories on our website, sortofthestory.com. And if you go onto Apple Podcasts right now and you leave us a 5-star review, then you will get an open mouth kiss from Max. So a second one, even.
Yeah.
For free.
A secret one.
Secret one in a secret place. So just guys, please go and leave us a review. We haven't had a review since like October of last year. It's so sad.
I think all of our listeners have already reviewed us.
That's true. But here's the thing. I went onto Spotify and all of our listeners are on Spotify.
Yes.
That's the problem. And the Spotify reviews are lovely, but they don't do as much for the algorithms like that and getting people to us as the Apple Podcast review. And that's just
Is that true?
It is true. So like, that's a whole big thing. So please go on to Apple Podcasts and review us there. And if it's a good one, then I'll put it on our Instagram stories. So, perk. Any other things, Max?
Nothing from me.
Okay. Well, then we love you and we will see you very soon for 2 new tales. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Pull a card, pull a card. What if this card breaks us up?
Ooh, based on what you learned about me, does my social media accurately reflect who I am? Why or why not?
Yes, it does.
Yeah?
Yeah, your social media 110% accurately reflects who you are. It's a lot of food and also a lot of like long silences because it's no one's business and why are they perceiving you in the first place?
Yeah.
It's a lot of, yeah, I have it. And then you looking a little confused as to why anyone would want to follow you. It's very warm. Like if you walk into like a Hobbit tavern, but it's also very much like, why are you here though?
What can I do for you exactly?
I don't know.
Why are you in my house?
Yeah, I feel like it's very much you.
Thank you.
You
I like
have a
that a
very
lot.
specific vibe. And a lot of it is, why are you following me? It's weird. And also, oops, I haven't posted in a year and a half. Here's a picture of toast.
Yeah.
But also, if you guys are very good friends with Max, then most of what she uses it for is to send you memes.
Yes.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah.
They're all good.
Thank you. I think they're pretty good.
Oh, sorry about that sound. I'm drinking really icy coffee out of a spoon in a glass jar. No, out of a glass jar with a straw.
A really big straw.
Yeah, so there's a lot of sounds happening over here.
For you, does your social media accurately reflect who you are? I think it reflects aspects of who you are.
Okay.
I think that your like art Instagram accurately represents you as an artist. I think that your like teacher TikTok stuff accurately represents you as a teacher. I don't think either of those accurately represent you as a whole, though.
Like what kind of whole? Clarify.
You're a many-faceted person, and I think that you are able to like put on a lot of different hats for all the various like things that you do, but also like knowing you more holistically and knowing you as a whole.
Oh, that whole.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think that people only get like a glimpse of like one side of you through.
Do you think that what you're saying is I put out all the positive aspects and all the calm and like fun and loves children, nice aspects of myself, but they don't know that I'm an asshole?
I would say they don't know that you're a little monster. I think that's the most accurate way I can put it.
That's saved for you and everyone listening to this podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's great. I love that that's a little secret that people are like, wow, she's really...
She's nice.
Look at her little twinkle lights and her little, like, you know, her calm down corner and her, like, quiet TikTok lives and everything like that. And I get to know, like, that you walk into the kitchen and go...
I did pantomime throwing Max's hot coffee all over her and then like flipping her off a million times as she was trying to come in here to record this podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, they just don't know that you're a horrible little monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair, I guess. Do you think, I had this very weird, kind of sad thought the other day.
Okay.
That you and I are very different with each other when we're alone in the house now after living together for like probably like 10 years if you include Centerville, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think if we stopped living together today, by the way, I'm moving out.
Oh, God.
No. Do you think if we like stopped living together today and we like pretend like we got married and like had families and we're like 20 years down the road, right? That we would still be this silly with each other? Or would we be that way with our spouses ever? Like this level of silliness?
Different kinds of silly.
It would have to be different.
Different kinds of silly with spouses.
Yeah.
For me personally, if you are close to me, then there is a silly little character that you unlock that is specific to our relationship. Like,
yeah, okay, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. There's a silly me for every relationship that I care deeply about.
A different silly you.
Yeah.
Is mine the silliest?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Good, same.
I also think that, you know, I have a lot of friends who, one of my very dearest friends, Emily, we talk probably 3 times a year.
Yeah.
And every time I see her, I'm always a little bit nervous ahead of time that I'm like, oh God, is it going to be weird? Like that we're going to have to catch up on stuff. And it takes 10 minutes of us being like, wow, that's so interesting and cool. And then after 10 minutes, we're like,
great, we're done now.
Just like get right back into the same mode that like as though we had never stopped hanging out constantly. No. And I think that we would be the same way. I don't think it would even take 10 minutes. I think it would just like.
Yeah. Well, because I also don't see us going so long without talking that it's like 3 years.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Like, you know,
I do think that if we didn't live together, like my silly little guys are very much like in person.
Yeah.
I'm not as good at like being silly over the phone or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I think that it would have to be like, we would have to like hang out for that to
no
be.
silly sexting.
No.
All right. So what you're telling me is that I can never move across the country, across the world again.
Not without me.
Okay, cool. Well, there you have it, guys. Wherever I go, she goes. Wherever she goes, I go.
Yeah.
Good.
Bonded pair of stray cats.
We are a bonded pair of stray cats. If anybody has a cute little duplexes attached to each other and also are free and want us to live there, let us know.
Yeah. That's really the dream.
Yeah, that is the dream, right?
Yeah.
And then your side looks very different from my side. Yours is like Frog and Toad, and mine is like Barbie Playhouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. Guys, I have a question for you. Which one of us is Frog and which one of us is Toad?
I can never remember which one is which.
I don't know.
Is Toad the short one?
I think that I might be Frog because I think Frog is the short one. And I think Toad is the tall one?
That doesn't make sense.
Doesn't? You're fucking Googling this.
Frog and Toad.
Yeah, Toad looks bigger. No, wait, Toad is on a toadstool. Is Toad the one in the back? Toad is the one in the back. Back.
Which is which?
I think Frog is the green one. Okay, you might be Frog. Toad has a little hat.
Yeah, you're definitely Toad.
Yeah, I am.
Because you're short.
Okay, but this looks like me and you, except I'm definitely Frog in this scenario,
Yes.
telling you my big plans, and you're like, "We're gonna edit this. we need to calm the fuck down." Toad looks a little horrified listening to whatever Frog is. Anyway, oh my God, we're so cute. Okay, also again.
Okay, I might be Toad.
Oh God.
You do a lot more silly dances than I do.
This is me listening to you read all my children's books. I'm Frog again. What we're saying is we're multifaceted. Every time I get a silly children's book, I make Max read it, and she does the voice. And that's true from start to finish.
I love doing the voices.
Yeah, and if you're wondering, like, how many times do you have a silly children's book? A lot. I teach 600 children.
Yes.
Constantly bringing in silly children's books.
Eventually, for the Patreon, we should record the monster at the end of this book.
Yes, we should. Guys, okay, so for the Patreon, would you be up to a children's book corner where we pick our favorite silly children's book and we just have a video where we read them? That is for kids. You could show that to your kids.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cute.
I love doing the Grover voice.
You're really good at the Grover voice. Give him a little something.
Oh, I think we should save that.
All right. Well, TBD. It's never TBD. We know that.